So apparently the next solo survivor might be Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. I mean, it could be The Walking Dead too, because I always found The Walking Dead pretty possible too. Rick Grimes and Daryl are survivors. I'm pretty sure they're true survivors. I know somewhat about The Walking Dead, so I know that they're true survivors and they definitely embody that name. But some time ago in the comments somewhere, Gumpy has struck again. If you guys aren't familiar with this guy, this was the very same guy who said Alan Wake, Vecna, and Dracula were coming. But here's where the myth, the legend, and the whistleblower appeared again in the comments. It says at the top, hope the licensed survivor chapter in July is Walking Dead or Tomb Raider. Then someone else followed by saying, The Walking Dead is literally my life. Without it, I am nothing. It needs to be Walking Dead. I mean, come on, Daryl Dixon and Rick Grimes are the two people that fit surviving better than anyone else. Gumpy was definitely a dev. We will never hear from them again. And then Gumpy replied all the way at the end saying, I would also have to guess Miss LC, that being Miss Lara Croft, aka Tomb Raider. And I'm not gonna lie, I always felt that Tomb Raider embodied the word survivor more. She's always been around, and plus she's like a OG. She's a classic. Not trying to say that The Walking Dead doesn't have anything on Lara Croft, but it's like I wouldn't put it past it if it is actually Lara Croft, because devs do like going for classics. Like when the dev said that the new survivor embodies the name survivor, that immediately screamed Lara Croft for me. Like I just feel like she would be perfect for this game, even though Tomb Raider is not exactly horror. It may have some horror elements, but it's not horror. But the fact that we got Dungeons and Dragons that's not horror and it has some horror elements, I can't see why we couldn't get Tomb Raider as well. D&D alone opens many doors for many non-horror licenses, so maybe just Tomb Raider is one of them. I mean, you can't blame the devs for wanting to add some things different. That's just why I believe she fits in DVD. It will also be interesting to know when the entity took her, whether that was Laura looking for the entity because maybe she heard about it, or maybe the entity looking for her and then it got her. Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the Laura from 2013 if it is Laura. Like I'm pretty sure the 2013 version of her might be the default skin, but damn is there many cosmetic potentials for Lara Croft. You got the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 skins that they can add, most famously the skin where she has her blue shirt, her brown booty shorts, her gloves, her utility belt, and her brown boots. You can add Laura with the shades. They can add some skins from the 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider game, the more recent Tomb Raider games. Like it's a handful of cosmetics that she can have that I just know will sell because her cosmetics are pretty dope. It would just be weird seeing Lara Croft while of course her dual wield pistols or her bow and arrow. But I guess she has to fall in line with the rest of the survivors, right? I mean, it is Dead by Daylight. If it really is Laura, I think her perk potential could also be pretty dope. I'm really interested to see how her perks will be, because though you could give a survivor any perk for real, I do hope her own personal perks hold a lot of weight. Like I actually want to constantly use her perks. But in the comments, I asked some of you to display some perks that you think Laura will have. So here's some I found the best. By some random guy, 9891. Something about training and physique. You know how to control your breathing while running. This perk allows you to recover from the exhausted effect while running. However, it will be 15, 20, 30% of normal recovering speed. This kind of gives me past Dead by Daylight where you can actually run while being exhausted and nothing will happen, it won't move. I thought that was pretty broken, but I mean that being the perk itself is still broken, but I could definitely see it being effective with something like balanced landing or maybe even live. If this perk was to actually be and if Lara Croft had it, I could definitely see it being a pretty annoying or imbalanced perk from the killer's point of view, but it's no doubt it will be effective. Here's a couple from Lord Shen Lives. Exploration. You are a master at landmarking and you will keep doing it to the end. While in the chase, the closest pallet gets revealed to you in a yellow aura. If you successfully stun the killer with it, your scratch marks will be hidden to the killer for 15 seconds. This perk with Smash It will just be amazing. Literally as soon as you stun the killer, you're gone. Unless that killer has like the best headset of all time. I could see this perk working really well with Smash It and Quick and Quiet. So that way, when you do use it, Smash It, you can run out of there and hop in the locker and just completely disappear. I can see it make it for some fun moments and funny moments as well. March onwards. The darkest hour comes, but not your end. This perk activates once per trial. Once you're in the final hook state, you can revive yourself from the dying state until hooked. When hooked, you can unhook yourself while suffering with exposed and exhausted status effect for the remainder of the trial. This is crazy, but I do like it, I'm not gonna lie. Just the thought of survivors being able to get one more technically state is crazy, because if each survivor has it, that means like they all have 4 hook states technically, but then it's like they would be exposed and exhausted for the whole game, so they can't use adrenaline, they can't use sprint burst, they can't use any exhaustion perks, and on top of that they're just exposed for the whole game. So it's like, though this perk does give you a whole other hook state, it does come with some major consequences, which I do like, at least. It will be interesting seeing a perk like this in the game, because I could definitely see a handful of people running it, people that are godlike at this game, godlike at looping, because in some cases it's just hard to get one hit on the survivor if they're great at looping. So I can only imagine with this perk. I find this perk broken in the most consequential way, but it definitely does fit Lara Croft. Anyways, how do you guys feel about all this? Do you guys actually believe that it's Lara Croft coming, or is The Walking Dead, or something completely different? I do hope it's Lara though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm crossing my fingers. I've been wanting Lara Croft in this game for like 3 years. But anyways, let me know down below. Love y'all, take care, I'm gonna see you on the next one, and peace.